Hello everybody, welcome to my video. Today we're going to fix your computer if it's having some issues, you don't know what to do, you're crying, the baby's crying, your wife's leaving you, you're having a real rough time, and you just need your computer to just go a little faster, you know what I mean? Well, I'm here to help you, I'm here to save your life. Call me Reverend, I don't know, don't do that, that's weird. We're gonna need a couple applications. Bada bing, bong, boom. Bing,
Bing bing
bing,
bong
bong.
bong bing bing.
CC Cleaner, Hitman Pro, Pico Torrent, get them to your desktop real quick. I haven't installed CC Cleaner because there is something that you have to do while you're installing it. If you're planning to keep it, I am going to uninstall this program in a moment after. But for now, just take a look, see, watch this. So, CC Cleaner setup. If you are going to plan on keeping this program, go ahead and go to advanced settings, disable all this junk here. You don't need it. Forget about it. Gonzos. Go ahead and install. We have installed. We're here. And let's run. Bada boom. Let's knock out some features here. So, first one, Cleaner. What it does is it just gets rid of junk on your computer. It cleans it. Nothing else I could really say about that. Go ahead, bam, get it continued. It's going to delete like your history on your browsers and everything. You might have to re-input some of your passwords as well. Whatever. It's good. Your computer will be saying thanks. Thanks, dog. I appreciate you. Next thing down, we want to hit your registry, right? People say that cleaning your registry like helps your computer tremendously. It doesn't, but if you have the opportunity to run with it, I don't need to clean up my registry right now. No issues found, but whatever it finds, delete it. Be happy. Smile. Smile more. Your mom will like it. Moving on. This is kind of the kit and caboodle of the bunch. This is the uninstall portion of it. This is cool because with the basic Windows uninstallation process, you can't get rid of a lot of like the bloatware Windows applications that come pre-built if you get a computer pre-built. Or in most cases, sometimes you get it with an installation of Windows, like Windows People or Windows Maps or Pay or things like that. You don't need that shit. Get that shit out of here. Ew, gross. You kiss your mother with that mouth. That's disgusting. You don't want to do that. Get rid of it. Uninstall all that shit. What will come back is, I know if you try installing OneDrive, it will come back. Don't uninstall the Windows Store. It's a pain in the ass. You don't want to do it. Trust me, it'll lead to problems down the line. Some applications you can uninstall and they will come back anyways, which like movies and TV and photos, things like that. It's whatever. I just use VLC for that sort of thing, but nonetheless, also some people do recommend to uninstall the Xbox app as well as the Game Bar and Xbox Live if they're not really big on the gaming on their computers. But I have noticed whenever I do that whenever I do run a game, it'll say like Game Bar cannot be found before it ever loads the game, and it's just annoying. So I keep it for that purpose. Some others say that doesn't happen, but take your discretion on that. Moving forward, though, this is the startup portion. This shows all of the applications and processes that begin other than Windows whenever you boot up your computer. I have mine like bare minimum. I just have my security health tray and my audio driver thing running. Those are important, so might as well have those going. Obviously, if you want to get to this just through the task monger, all you got to do is just hit task manager and hit startup. Same deal. You want to keep this to an absolute minimum. If you don't need it there, get rid of it. Yep. Easy. Browser plugins, it's pretty good. It detects the plugins that you have on both of your browsers or whatever browser that you use. Personally, I use Firefox. I know a lot of people use Chrome. It's just a personal preference. If it looks suspicious, if you think you don't need it, you don't need it, get rid of it. I haven't really tweaked with this too much. I don't really have any issues with it, but you may. But now you have that tool there ready to use. These last four portions here are for very specific tasks, none of which that we're going to be getting into today, so you don't really have to worry about it. If you do want to keep the CC Cleaner, go ahead, keep it. I'm personally going to uninstall it now. And if you want to do it as well, go ahead and do that. It's just the service that it offers of uninstalling some of those pre-built Microsoft items is pretty good, which is why we installed it in the first place. But now that that's done, we don't need it anymore. This is for the VPNers out there. Depending on your service that you use, I personally use TorGuard. TorGuard's great. It's one out of the million VPN services that they offer. Um, Although I'm not getting paid to say this, so TorGuard sucks. Call me. One thing though, the one thing about VPNs is that a lot of them request that you install a VPN application to access the network, and typically that happens to involve downloading like additional drivers and like a lot of extra shit that your computer doesn't really need or you don't really need. Windows has a pre-built option, like a built-in option to, get the VPN like host information on your computer without that application. What you want to do is type in whatever your VPN service is and on Google, and then address, whatever it says, proxy network or anything like that. This will show up your host names. Pick whichever host name that you prefer. I'll just pick a Canadian one for this example. We'll just do copy, go to your start menu, go to VPN settings, and add a VPN connection. Just do Windows built in, connection name, whatever you want, server address, that's where you want to put in that, and then automatic VPN type for 99% of them out there. And then whatever your sign-in information is for that service, put that in there, and then remember or not, I'm not judging. From there on, if you do need to access and, hop on a virtual privacy network, you can just click it right here from your network settings system tray. Really nice, really convenient. You don't need any of that extra shit running in the background. Beautiful. Moving on. Talking about torrents and shit. If you do have that, you need some sort of antivirus. Guess which one I use? I use the Windows Defender built in. It's beautiful. It's great. It gets daily definitions. You know what I mean? It runs. It works great. It's very. I wouldn't say it's light, but Windows is gonna run it either way. If you have a third-party antivirus or anything like that, unless you are just a complete imbecile on the internet, like I'm talking 30 toolbars and the little purple 8 thing, whatever that thing is. If you have that shit, yeah, get an antivirus. But in this case, for the purpose of this, I just use, and I recommend, just your basic Windows Defender. It does pick up like 99% of things circulating out on the internet today. Not everything, obviously. I mean, if you do have like a dedicated third-party app, it might find those really, really small things. We'll talk about that in a second. But for, like I said, most browsing and downloading portions of things, this will do you just fine. Just make sure it stays updated. Make sure it gets its most current definitions and everything. You'll be okay. But what if you're not? What if you're not? We got to be ready for that scenario as well. That's where Hitman Pro comes in. So Hitman Pro is a portable application that you can install. Not install, but just run if you feel like, or if you think something's wrong with your computer. If you got some bullshit in there, you got some gonorrhea all up in your hard drive, some shit like that, this will get it out, and it will do it tremendously well. It does require a trial service license thing. If you need to use it again, just use a different email. But it works really well, and it finds everything. Let me tell you what. If you want to use it just as a portable executable run, you just do no. I only want to perform a one-time scan. Press next. For an example here, I'll do it. It will pick out everything. If something does pass your Windows Defender for daily browsing or whatever, this will find it for sure. And then in the future, for the really nasty shit like the rootkits and the specters and the meltdowns and all that kind of shit, that involves like portable bootable USB antivirus. We might talk about that in the future, but this is the shit right here. It does everything, and it does it great. Use this on demand, but for just day-to-day tasks, trust me, it just makes sense. It works. Just use Windows Defender. Get that other shit out of there. You don't need it, and it runs good. It's great. Whenever you get a installation of Windows, right, you have a C drive. If you have multiple hard drives, it goes C, D, E, F, blah, blah, blah. some people might have differentiating forms of their drives. They might have a solid state, and might have an M2 solid state. They might have just a basic hard drive. Depending on which one you have, you want to have in the order of M2 solid state to hard drive. Whichever one's the best that you have, put your Windows installation on that one, obviously. And then moving on down the line, however hard drives you have, you're fine. You got here, so you're all right. I'm talking about if you click on this PC on your file manager, after a basic Windows installation, your documents, downloads, music, pictures, and videos actually do just get saved to your C drive. If you have, like an M2 solid state that doesn't have a huge amount of storage, like mine only has 128 gigs for the M2 and 1 terabyte for my, bulk data hard drive, you can move these, like the documents and downloads and things like this. You can change the location, the default location that it saves to your bulk data hard drive. That's what I've done here. You just change the location to the D drive, same as here with downloads. You get the picture. Just click up here, location, change it over to downloads. Do that with all of these. I personally recommend it will save space on your solid state. You really want to just kind of have as much as you can there. You don't want to get even close to having that filled up. Same thing with applications. A lot of applications do give you the option to install on the C drive or a D drive or an E drive or whatever. If it's like a highly graphically intensive, or if it uses a lot of processing power, such as like a video editing software or OBS or things of that nature, you want to have that on the highest quality hard drive that you have. But if it's other things such as applications that use an egregious amount of storage, for example, like Steam, although realistically I should have on my solid state, but since it only has 128 gigs, it's just going to fill up, the device with all of my games on it. So I have moved that over to my D drive. Although it is playing games, it's just better for storage capacity reasons. And for example, I do have a couple other things like Halo Online, Steam. I already talked about Steam, VMware, WinRAR, OS Buddy, blah blah blah, things like that. You can keep on your D drive as well, and not allow your faster processing hard drive to just get bulked up with all that additional information. That's really it. That's it. With those simple little things, I mean, you can go into your device manager and manually install updates on your all of your devices if you really want to. It's not really going to do that much for you. Changing your power settings isn't going to really do much for your computer as well. If you really get in there and you start fucking around with like your Windows services, yes, that might help your computer a little bit, but I've seen that over time, making all of those changes to all of your services can just make your overall just cruising experience on your computer a little more difficult. You can either, get rid of the absolutely unnecessary shit, but I wouldn't just start trying to nitpick every single one of those. Don't need to worry about it. If you're here watching this video, you gotta get the picture. But hopefully I helped you out. Hopefully I made your computer smile. I hope you have a great day. Smash that motherfucking like button, and I will catch you around. Bye.